Protect yourself at all times. Bank, tell him these trunks are high. I'm going to let the action work in here. Estrada, yours are right at the belt line. I'm going to let it work in here as well. Again, good luck, fight hard, fight clean. Go back to your corners.
That could be significant because he is a come-forward tank.
It could be, but it also could work against him.
After losing a very close fight to Chocolatito, only losses. Estrada's been waiting to prove that he's not just among the best, but that he is the best.
Hard left hand by Sor Rungvisai.
Heading into the fight, that Chocolatito may have been a shot fighter.
Dominant at 108 and 112.
Good straight right from Estrada.
That Chocolatito made a statement. He's a scary kind of power puncher.
Good, quick left hand.
He's no nonsense, like you said, and he's going to make you abide by the rules. He'll feel better. Estrada's a veteran. He knows I have to acknowledge what Sor Rungvisai does well so I can prepare physically, but also psychologically. So right now, he looks like he knows Sor Rungvisai is the more powerful guy. He knows about the big left hand.
It seems to me Estrada has been outboxing Sor Rungvisai so far. Rounds to start really cooking. How does Estrada react to those power shots?
Our interpreter, Jerry Olaya, has just let us know that between rounds 1 and 2, Estrada said to the people in his corner, this guy definitely has big-time power.
A championship fight. You don't show your weaknesses. You don't actually really feel.
And when
great right hand by Estrada. And another great right hand by Estrada. And the third.
Precision, Jim. Precision.
If you have any boxing skill to Juan Francisco Estrada and the black with gold.
Estrada, who came in as a favorite, actually. Now we're seeing Sor Rungvisai start to really unload with some shots.
Well, there are some interesting CompuBox statistics regarding Sor Rungvisai in terms of numbers.
He's not able to get those same body shots off tonight. Estrada's taking his punch count. What Estrada's doing, he's not overcommitting, leaving himself open for the big shots of Sor Rungvisai, even though he got hit with a few punches there.
Max, at this moment in this round, I'm not certain that by the end of the round, I'm going to want to be Estrada.
I agree.
But the concern will always be there because this man has, we got to see Sor Rungvisai.
Harold Letterman, our unofficial ringside scorer, as always. How do you have the first three, Harold?
And Sor Rungvisai didn't get him as often. But Sor Rungvisai had a good round in the first.
Estrada's up 2-1.
Hey, this is the same as in the last fight. We've got a very close fight. Intelligent judges with great backgrounds could easily score the rounds differently, and there'll be a strong argument either way.
The second half of a fight. He likes to establish himself in the first half.
That Estrada is doing things to make sure. He's landing 3.5 body punches per round compared to 9.1 per round in his last 7 fights coming in. So that's a big change to which Sor Rungvisai is going to have to adjust.
Sor Rungvisai's fighting like he knows he has the power, the punching power to change the fight in a moment. And he's been doing that all fight, I think. But Sor Rungvisai...
Estrada right there.
10 seconds to go in round number 4.
Big right hand.
Rungvisai comes on, lands a hard left hand, lands another hard left hand, and takes one shot from Estrada.
Attacking with reckless abandon. And that's, well, there he did.
That looked like a clean punch, but also a slight push.
He would love for Estrada to get a knockdown point at some point. Sor Rungvisai is
devastating. It's like a home run hitter facing a fastball pitcher. The harder it comes in, the faster it goes out.
And you can tell that that's Estrada's game plan. They seem like he's a straightforward, all-power guy, but he is thinking, and
he might get a free shot upstairs with the left hand.
Afraid to counter because if he extends himself, not only does he waste the energy of the shot.
Affected Estrada.
And even if you're taking a puncher's punches well, the problem is they're still draining you, whether they're to the head or to the body. You're going to feel them in the latter part of the fight. Good straight right
hands by both fighters.
Absolutely.
Boy, there have been some real good shots upstairs. Work harder to get the same effect. He can counter once or twice to negate the work.
And you begin to get the impression that Estrada needs to find another tactical answer. Good right-hand body shots.
Very calmly thrown to the body. Another subtle difference in Sor Rungvisai's game disrupts Estrada without looking for the knockout on.
If Estrada wants to have success against a puncher like this, he get mid-range and in close.
Weigh-ins the day before the fight, more than 30 years ago. They weighed in under 115 pounds, but tonight, in reality, in the ring, is a skilled boxing featherweight.
Andre, he is thinking very encouraging.
Yeah, it's impressive. Sor Rungvisai use his right jab a lot more. It's a lost art in the sport. Everybody wants to be the two-fisted attacker.
That said, he just outboxed Estrada for about a 30-second stretch in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
A little something different. Very difficult if you allow Sor Rungvisai to get into a rhythm.
Leading at times and actually being the counterpuncher. 1-2. Sor Rungvisai took the half step back. Sor Rungvisai threw a quick 1-2. Through the years, Jim, power punching brawler learns the finer points of boxing. Marco Antonio Barrera, and Sor Rungvisai is showing a version of that. You refine the technique of a guy with this much power, becomes a very difficult proposition. He's coming to rob your house.
I say pickup because I don't think he's used it at all tonight, but those big shots, namely the left hand that he's looking for, he'll get that.
Committed any great sins that I can see, and yet he seems to be losing.
He hasn't been knocked down. I'm sure he's been buzzed several times.
How many people would have paid attention when he had 3 losses and a draw in his? That was created by a butt on Cuadras. Controversial decision over Chocolatito, and then annihilated.
Estrada boxing more sharply this round, period. And Andre, to your point, seems to be getting a little closer with the range.
And beating Sor Rungvisai to the punch. To his trainer, you heard the big speech from the trainer between rounds. Estrada has paid attention. Knockdown or not, he wanted Estrada to taste the canvas.
Yeah.
Exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. The nuances of the fight.
Coming just in time.
Still is.
It's getting closer.
Yes. Still is. That he's going to try to win the fight.
Puncher also has the advantage in terms of scoring. Sometimes the judges don't give him the same kind of credit as when the puncher...
Short body shot from Estrada right there. Counter right and left hook.
You saw the tactical adjustment. You saw him coming forward. Rungvisai, you saw him taking risks.
Where you'd figure he'd want a guy like Estrada. But he's done very good work in the middle of the ring.
First time gave me a sense that Sor Rungvisai may be tiring a little bit.
There's no doubt that Estrada has to be alert. You're fighting a guy who has bricks in his gloves like Sor Rungvisai. Estrada has to keep closing the distance and getting in close to Sor Rungvisai if he's good.
You mentioned Marco Antonio Barrera earlier, Max. Remember how in every one of the 3 Barrera-Morales fights, one guy landed, the other guy was desperate to land back immediately. These 2 guys are competing exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Anytime you fight a puncher, there's silent agreements that you have to make with yourself from round to round that, nope, is it worth it? What if he lands a shot? Can I get knocked out cold? You gotta find and summon the strength and way you need to put yourself in a position to win.
Well, Estrada apparently has done just that, because just then over the last 30 seconds...
Okay, I like that. Beautiful
in front of him.
In this case, Estrada being the skillful boxer. By the middle of the fight,
because he was the harder hitter, and Juan Francisco Estrada wanted to trade with him in the middle of the round. So anyway, it's getting a little bit closer. Srisaket Sor Rungvisai.
And I guess, Max, what you would say is that
I have it 5 rounds to 4. So
Estrada keeps showing Sor Rungvisai the straight right.
Andre, he did exactly what you prescribed. He stepped into Sor Rungvisai's range, but took the fight to him, more aggressively applying his counterpunching skills.
Sor Rungvisai threw a couple of straight left hands to the body. Now goes back upstairs. They're back into this situation where Estrada is in that middle range distance. He's
Very subtle difference, Jim, but I think you're exactly right, and that's why
in the middle range rather than to stand back.
You can't beat a puncher if you don't take risks. Get reckless, but you take calculated risk.
this could be a pivotal round in this fight, better than he's done in recent rounds.
Try to do damage. Sor Rungvisai is taking advantage of the opportunity to make.
Rungvisai's face is starting to show the effects of Estrada's power shots. His eyes are puffy. When he gets hit, his head is rattling a little bit more. Oh, big right hand.
Huge right hand by Sor Rungvisai. That's what happened in the Cuadras fight last year. Once again, within Sor Rungvisai's punching range, and you see, asked Harold, he'd say, hey, did you see that giant left hand that...
Could have easily, I thought Sor Rungvisai probably won that round anyway.
Yeah, it was a big shot, too. Other than to try to come and get it.
At times when it's uncomfortable for him and becoming the counterpuncher himself, Sor Rungvisai.
You got to win some early rounds, and Srisaket, whether he had or not, and he's been able to exploit this throughout the fight.
Tonight, good shot from. You don't have to be reckless and wild.
The highest level of toughness in boxing. The courage to take shots and exchanges, but the mental discipline playing to the crowd, and that's really the toughest kind of fighter. Andre, you were the best example for a while in the sport.
Well, those are the guys that you see last a long time in the sport.
Hard left hand by Sor Rungvisai. Another combination from Sor Rungvisai.
Estrada, I think, is going to have to come up with something dramatic here. 6 rounds won. And Harold has him with 7. Good right hand.
But that was set up from 2 good shots to the body.
Both your scorecard, Max,
Good
and
right
Harold's
hand.
scorecard are unofficial. As Sor Rungvisai goes back in, seeking to get closer and gets hit with a straight right hand. Round 12 of a scheduled 12. A close fight or world primacy at 115 pounds. If either fighter has the edge, it would probably be the more powerful Sor Rungvisai, who has been firing sledgehammer shots standing in the middle of the ring throughout the fight. Juan Francisco Estrada has never stopped trying to counter him. A few rounds, particularly in the second half of the fight. Anything could happen on official scorecards as we come down the stretch. Looking for Juan Francisco Estrada.
You know, I know it doesn't work like this, Jim. It tells the story that Estrada has landed the more effective punches. This is a close fight.
Hard right hand by Estrada. Sor Rungvisai feels the need to answer back right away. Gets in a hard right hand and the left. Sor Rungvisai landing there. Estrada firing again with the right hand. Looking for one more big shot. Crowd rising.
Folks, we could see a 12th round knockout here because they are throwing bombs.
A minute and a half to go. Seems boggled by the clean shots he's been hit with here. But firing back himself.
Well, he's hanging there and he's landing big bombs, but he's the worst for the wear this round.
I agree with that. Neither fighter does a lot of talking in the beginning, before the fight.
20 more seconds.
Best round 12 we've seen in a while on HBO's World Championship Boxing as Srisaket Sor Rungvisai and Juan Francisco Estrada give everything they've got in the closing 3 minutes of this round. Unbelievable.
Estrada did a lot in that 12th, and he won it.
To the winner by majority decision, and still WBC Super Flyweight Champion of the World, Srisaket Sor